Okay, folks, welcome back. If you recall the way we left off last episode, we were right about to tackle the game's third dungeon. As I explained, all we have to do is drop a fish here in front of the Zora's patron saint or deity. I don't know what you want to call them. But we use a fish to get him to open up his mouth. And literally inside of his belly is where the third dungeon here is taking place. First, let's see what Navi's got to say. His Princess Ruto somehow got inside Jabu-Jabu's belly. Yeah, we heard that. Okay. So, we just stand right about here, and we use the appropriate C button with the fish in the bottle to empty out the contents. Ooh, that's scary looking. Jesus. That is so freaky. Sucks us right inside Jabu-Jabu's belly. Oh, goodness. The story of Jonah all over. Alright, so let's see here. Switch back to, well, we're not going to need the empty bottle. I don't think we're really going to need anything else right now. We'll use Deku Nuts, why not? We probably won't really need it right now, but anyway. Oh, okay, so we're greeted right off the bat by some Octoroks. We know what to do there. Just bounce their attacks back at them. And what do we got here? Here's a new enemy. Shabam. If you try to cut it, it will bounce off your blade. So I'll just give you a little demonstration here. So I don't want to get too close that it damages us, but that was kind of weird. Well, we were still able to pop it anyway. I'm not really sure what it was warning us about, but up there it looks like it's got kind of like a uvula there, sitting up there. And yeah, see, it does kind of bounce off our blade, but still it's not like impenetrable, so I don't know exactly, I don't understand what Navi was warning us about. But here now, something strange is covering the entrance. You must solve the puzzle in this room to make the entrance open. So all there is to it is this is now, because again it's like biological, so instead of like literal switches, this is like what passes for switches inside of this organic living creature that we're inside of, is that now functions as the switch. So all we do is hit it with our slingshot. And we'll see quite a bit of stuff like that in this dungeon. So that's like sort of what unlocks the door. And so now we can just open this sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, either a sphincter, I don't know. But it works the same way as a door. So just get next to it and press the action icon to open. Beery, if you touch it, you will be electrocuted. So it's like these floating electric jellyfish. So we got to avoid these guys. And these guys I think we actually can't harm with our other weapons. Yeah, see, slingshots don't hurt it. Look at that. We can stun it with a Deku Nut, so that's one way of doing it. But I'm not sure if we just try to attack it with our sword, if that would have done anything. We might have had to have stunned it first. Ooh. Ooh, hello. You might be who we're looking for. You, who are you? I am Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. There you go. What? Are you saying my father asked you to come here to save me? I'd never ask anyone to do such a thing. Letter in a bottle? I have no idea what you're talking about. Jesus, what a brat. My father is worried about me? I don't care. Anyway, I can't go home right now. And you, get out of here. Understand? Ah! Oh no. Oh crap, so there's these like little kind of holes that you can fall down into too. I'm going to try hitting this guy with just my sword. Oh, no, okay. So that's the deal. Yeah, you can kill it and hit it with your sword, but you'll get electrocuted first. So if you stun it with a Deku Nut first, that's the ticket. Oh, look at that. We've never encountered this in a dungeon before because we haven't had magic before in a dungeon. Now we can pick these up now that we have a magic meter. You've got a magic jar. Your magic meter is filled. So it's slightly misleading there because it makes it sound like it'll fill it entirely. It doesn't. It actually only just fills up a portion of it. And you can actually find larger magic jars that give you even more magic, but none of them actually refill your meter completely. But anyway, so we got these 3 holes here, and there looks like another room that we can go off of, and then this weird tentacle-looking thing that's blocking the entranceway to that hole. But Ruto just fell down here, so we better chase after her because she's the whole reason we're in here in the first place. You'll remember. Whoa! So we drop all the way down here. No falling damage, so that's nice. Are you still hanging around here? I told you to go away. I'm okay. I've been going inside Lord Jabu-Jabu's belly since I was little, but Lord Jabu-Jabu is very strange today. There are electrified jellyfish and strange holes around. On top of that, my precious stone was... But that's none of your business. Anyway, you, go home now. Understand? Okay, so he's kind of a tomboy in addition to being a brat, and is kind of her own person here. Very independent, not gonna take no for an answer here. We gotta keep talking to her. You're that worried about me? Then I will give you the honor of carrying me. Oh, Jesus. However, I won't leave until I find the thing I'm looking for. You'd better believe me. So this now ends up being a special mechanic for this dungeon, is we've actually got to carry her around like this. So just like anything else, you can pick her up, set her down, and you can actually throw her if you're moving, which seems kind of cruel, but you will actually have to do this. Luckily, you can open doors while you're holding on to her, so that's good. And now we got to try to make our way past these shabombs without being hit. Suppose I could just drop her down and then deal with them, but in the interest of saving time. Can I get these guys with a slingshot? No, okay, slingshot ammo doesn't affect them. That's interesting. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting area here with the shallow water. What we have to do is we hit that switch in the middle to raise the water level in order for us to swim across. But the thing is, we can't carry Ruto and swim at the same time. So what we have to do, actually, is toss her across first. So we'll jump down with her, and before we raise the water level, and still making sure to avoid these enemies, we'll just kind of throw her up like that. And now we can take care of business down here. So first we'll take out these enemies. And here, look, there's another enemy here in shallow water. Stinger, destroy it before it flies into you. This is kind of weird. It's sort of this floating stingray. So you got to kind of get it while it's motionless and hit it with your slingshot. They're pretty easy to take out. You just got to make sure you don't take too long, otherwise they like dive bomb you. Like that. And again, you want to keep moving like that. See, do what I didn't just do, which was stay out of their pathway. Come on. Oh, and there's another Beery here. So you just kind of get close to them to tempt them out like that. And you have to wait for them to come out. You can't really harm them while they're still underwater. Alright, so we'll hit the switch here. And crap, you know what? I just realized that I shouldn't have done that. Here, I'll come out momentarily, but I'm going to have to go back in and do that again. Because I have to be standing on firm ground in order to take out that gold Skulltula. I forgot about that. So now I gotta hit the switch again in order to raise the water level again, in order for me to be able to reach that climbable surface there. Normally it would be vines, but again, we're inside a giant fish, so it's not really vines. I don't even really want to think about what it is, frankly, but anyway. And, oh, look at that, there's another stray fairy. We've got a third empty bottle now, so we can capture that. It seems like a little overkill, but we've got really nothing else to do with our bottles for the time being anyway, so may as well stock up and refill a little bit of our extra ammo here. And we'll hit that switch one more time. Again, it's only temporary. We only have a couple seconds to get out of here before the water level goes down again. So be quick. Wait till water level picks us up again. And now we'll be on the way. Okay. And we'll drop her down here again. Take care of that bubble over here. And more ammo. And then another one of these uvula-like switches here to open up that door. Okay. Pick up Princess Ruto again. And now here we're gonna drop her here just so that we can get rid of this Octorok. Okay. And I think we don't have to do this, but I think there's a secret over here. If we dive down underneath here, I think we can go down this way and then come up the other side, I think. Yeah, there's just a business scrub. Oh, you bastard. Oh, gotta be quick with that one. Wow, this guy, like, won't give us enough time to get out before he shoots us down. Alright. Let's see what he's selling, just out of curiosity. I'm not really in the market, but I surrender. In return, I will sell you Deku nuts. 5 pieces, 20 rupees. They are no... Oh, I meant to say no! I pressed the B button thinking it would just let me out. Oh, well. I guess a little extra never hurt. What I should have done was just press down, obviously, and then selected it. I thought that pressing B, because it functions as sort of a quick button to quickly get through stuff. But all right, so it looks like we're kind of stuck in this dead end, but there's actually a rising and lowering platform here. So we'll just wait for it to come down. See, there it is, and we'll toss her across. And that takes a little bit of practice to get the aim right. It's very easy to accidentally throw her into the water, so you got to be careful. And if you ever do something like that, you throw her in the water or you lose her. Whoa, that was close. Anyway, what I was saying, if you ever like lose her or anything like that, and you have to find her again, she'll always respawn back in the room where we first found her again, namely this room. So you'll have to retrace your steps and make your way all the way back here again to be able to find her again. And you do have to do this, unfortunately, until a certain point. Whoa, that was close. That Beery almost fell right down on top of us. Alright, here's a new enemy type here. Telpasaran. I'm not sure if I was pronouncing that right. Telpasaran. Its tail is its weak point. Alright, so when you get close, they kind of get tempted out. Boy, these are kind of creepy electric enemies. Again, it's sort of a thing where it's like, if they touch you, yeah, see, like our sword here isn't even really effective against them. So if we stun them with the nuts, but apparently our, it looks like our Deku seeds are totally ineffective. Yeah, and like, yeah, so you can see what's going on there too. We can take them out with our sword, but not without getting electrocuted first. So for the time being, I was just doing that for show, but really I would recommend not doing that. Your best bet is to avoid them at first. So first we're going to come around this way, and these are some interesting... First you can see how these, oh, whoa, now these like corridors are really weird. Very trippy playing games with our mind here. Watch out, Jordan. Electricity is running through this red slimy thing, so we can't pass some of these areas. They're being blocked off by these other tentacle things. Well, we can go this way. Now here we got one of these switches. It requires the weight of both of us in order to press the switch down. And then we actually need to leave Rudo here behind, because the moment we step off, you see it's a pressure plate. So we jump on with the both of us, and then we will position ourselves like so, and turn around and drop Rudo there and leave her behind. So that way she keeps some pressure down on that switch and we can go in this way. Ooh, look at this. Parasitic tentacle. It seems that the narrow part is its weak point. You need a particular item to destroy it. So we don't have that item yet. So nothing doing here yet. We're going to have to come back here momentarily. Oh, now she looks best. How inconsiderate. How could you leave me behind? If you're a man, act like one. Take responsibility. Jesus, lady. I'm like pushing 10 at the most. Cut me some slack if you're a real man. I love it. Yeah, so in this right, there's another tentacle over there. And if we keep making our way here, there's another tentacle here. But there's another one of these rooms with the switch, so we'll do the same thing we did before. Oh, now, right as we're about to jump on, Navi's got some advice for us. This switch, it doesn't look like you can press it down with your weight alone, Jordan. Yes, sorry, Navi, I kind of beat you to the punch on that one. Okay, drop Rudo behind. Enter into this room. Okay. Nothing going on in here except... Oh, look at that. There actually are some hidden Beery up in here. So we've dealt with these guys before. Hopefully they drop some hearts. Yes, no? Just more magic. Alright. So it looked like the room was empty. It wasn't until we started walking along that Navi was able to point out the enemies to us. And one more over there, and this should do it, I think. Come on. Sometimes you gotta be like right over them before they'll pop out. Yep, that was it. Et voila! So now we are able to get, I believe, the aforementioned item. You found the boomerang. In the select item subscreen, you can set it to the C buttons. Proceed to use it to attack distant enemies. So this is a real fun item. It functions like the slingshot. The downside is it doesn't have quite the same range as the slingshot. Right? Slingshot will fire basically infinitely and in a totally straight line. It doesn't even arc. But the benefit of the boomerang, though, is that you can't run out of ammo. It'll always just come right back to you. And because of that, there's also a potential to hit multiple enemies in a single throw of the boomerang. Also, why it's particularly useful in this dungeon is because the boomerang is effective against electric enemies. So we will now be able to use the boomerang to take out enemies we couldn't before. Such as these Telpasarans. Observe. Nope. Try that again. Come on. There we go. Guess we had to target more of the tail than anything else, I guess. And you can see you don't necessarily have to Z target with them either. You can aim manually, though it's a little bit trickier. But you can do it. Anyway, you don't really have to take them out. I was just using that as a demonstration so you can see how that works. Oh, now look at that. Rudo has apparently bailed on us because we left her alone for too long. So, like I said, we're going to have to go back to that main room where we first found her and pick her up again. And you can see now that we've got... Ooh, that's a big berry. A Bari. If you touch it, he'll be electrocuted. So you can see now with our special boomerang in tow. Now, sometimes the boomerang doesn't kill enemies. It only stuns them. But still, that's good enough for our purposes now. Look at that. That Bari was so big that it splits into 3 Biri. But... have I been calling those other enemies Biri by accident? I can't remember. Those stingray guys. Yeah, I think I was calling them Biri a minute ago. My apologies. I can't remember what they're called. But, anyway. Again, you didn't really have to do that. I was just showing that now how that weapon is super effective against them. Anyway, okay. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Be a real man. Well, excuse me, princess. Alright. So now we will go over to the other side, and now we can use the boomerang that we have newly acquired to attack that tentacle that we saw in here last time. And once we defeat it, something interesting happens. This is a little bit tricky. So first of all, we can only... he's only vulnerable at that thin spot there. But it's kind of tricky because the boomerang, again, has limited range. So we've got to kind of do this dynamic where we move in a little bit closer to tempt the tentacle to come down, then throw the boomerang, and then quickly do some backflips to move back out of the way. Because when the tentacle is tempted down, that means that you also are within attack range of it. So we do something like this. So we kind of pull, hold down the C button to keep it held out. Just the same way that you would hold down the C button with your slingshot to keep a seed loaded. So all you got to do is let go of the button to release it. So we do something like this. We move forward, get it to come down, and then something like that. Right? Release it. And get the heck out of there. Release. Get the heck out of there. Whoa! Unfortunately, we were a little off with our aim there. Move out of the way. One more hit should do it. There we go. Again, kind of hard to put into words what I'm doing. Takes a little bit of practice, but that's the basic gist of it. But, so now we've got a new chest, and I think this ought to be the map, I think? Yep. So now we gotta do is find the compass. But anyway, now that we've taken out that tentacle... Blah, blah, blah. But you will notice that tentacle that was blocking this way before... Oh, here, Navi's even going to explain it to us. The red slimy thing is gone. That must be because you cut the red tail. Will that work with the other ones, too? So when you destroy these tentacles, you're actually able to gain access to areas that you couldn't before, that were previously being blocked. So you can see now, too, how much more effective the boomerang is against the shabombs, and really all the enemies in this dungeon. And this room here has a time limit. You see it started counting down as soon as we entered. So, but it's not too tough. All you gotta do is make sure that you kill them all before time runs out. And just like that, we've now found the compass. Alright. Now, there were actually 2 red tentacles, I believe, and 1 green one here in the middle. I think the green one's the one in the middle? Yeah, or sort of, not even green, it's more like a yellowy, orangey by the looks of it. But, there was a... Oh, bugger off! Good lord. But the red tentacle that was down at this end, that one is gone too. And here is the corresponding other tentacle that was for that middle corridor. This is kind of an effective technique too, it looks like. If you just kind of keep strafing in a circle, it'll never really be able to get a hard lock on you. Alright, so we didn't get anything for destroying that, no chests or anything like that. However, it will have opened the way to that middle corridor, so we can make our way back here. I hate that how these bloody enemies keep respawning every single time we re-enter the area. It's so annoying. Anyway, yeah, so you'll see we can come down this way now. And we've got another tentacle. So, first let's see if we can take out some of these close beery. And just because they're going to complicate matters. Oh, look at that. 2 for the price of 1. That was great. They're going to complicate matters when we start trying to rotate around the tentacle like this, right? And you want to avoid getting right underneath the tentacle, because there it'll hit you for sure. Okay. So we got that taken care of. And why did we do that? Because if we go back to, again, that sort of staging room where Rudo keeps respawning, we go return to there, you'll remember that one of those holes was being blocked by a tentacle, and now it appears to be gone. So, let's try going down that one. It was this one. Alright. Now we're over on this side here. And now this is handy too, now that we have the boomerang in our possession. Oh yeah, this is just a little side note here. If you accidentally fall down in that area there and you can't get up to this ledge, you're going to have to go up that ramp right here and then climb up that climbable surface, and that takes you up all the way back into that, again, that room where Rudo keeps respawning. And you'll have another crack at falling down intentionally down another hole. But yeah, so like I was just about to say, now that we've got the boomerang, we can actually use the boomerang to return to us gold Skulltula tokens that we previously would not be able to reach. You see how high up it is? We would normally have no way of retrieving that, but now we can just throw the boomerang at it. Not bad, eh? That's pretty cool. I like that. And again, if you want to do a sort of a manual aim, you can kind of aim it at it like that. Right? So just for the sake of saving some slingshot ammo, as long as you know, hey, it's within range, so why not? Alright. Add 2 more. And so now that we're up on this platform here that we couldn't get to before, we will go through this away. Ooh. That's it. That's what I've been looking for. Throw me up there, onto the platform. So if we just toss her up there. Princess Rudo got the spiritual stone. Ah, so that's the 3rd spiritual stone. But why Princess Rudo? Oh my goodness. I finally found my mother's stone. I got very upset when Lord Jabu-Jabu swallowed it. While I was feeding him, he suddenly swallowed me. I was so surprised I dropped it inside. But now that I found it, I don't need to be in here anymore. So, take me home, right now. Okay, so if we move forward to go and retrieve her, this happens. Whoa. Kia! What is this, an octopus? Uh-oh. Mini-boss time. You always know stuff's about to get serious when you get locked in a room suddenly. Oh, crap. Alright, so, this dude, the big octo, attack it from behind. But he chases us like this, so we have to kind of use our boomerang to stun him and then get behind him. Now, he doesn't stay stunned for long enough to us to be able to run all the way behind. So we have to wait for him to randomly kind of change directions. So there he goes, he changed direction. But this is sort of the annoying part of this, is that we can't really climb up onto the platform because those spikes along the edge will hurt us if we try to climb on. So we're kind of reduced to having to run around in circles like this and chase after him. So the idea is that it's a little bit tedious, but basically we just got to chase after him so we get close enough to stun him with our boomerang here. If I could just get a lock on him, that would be good. There we go. And we'll get close enough. Come on. And then as soon as we can stun him, we can weigh into him with our sword. Alright, and we'll do a jump attack to make it worth it. And this is maybe a good thing to do here. We'll try stunning him immediately, regardless of which way he ends up facing. We'll just sort of take the lottery chance. So that way, you see there, that time we got lucky, so it's good. Prevents us from having to take all that time running around. And if you manage to pull off the jump attack like that, remember, jump attacks do twice as much damage, so that also significantly lessened the amount of time that battle is going to take. Otherwise, it gets even more tedious, having to constantly chase him like that. It's not a tough battle, but it just takes so long, so the quicker you can make it go, the better. Alright, so now if we stand up on this platform, it will return us up this way. Oh, there's a fairy in there. We've already got all our bottles filled with fairies, so we may as well just use that one to heal us. Okey-doke. Alright, now this is an interesting room. First we're going to come down this way and take out these Octoroks, because they are going to complicate matters if we tried to get through this room without them being dealt with. I guess it was just the one. But so you can see here, it's a pretty simple room. All we got to do is somehow manage to get over to the exit there, and we just have to use these weird wobbly, I don't even know what these are supposed to be. They're tonsils maybe? I don't know. But all we got to do is stun them, so we can manually target these guys with our boomerang, toss it at them, and it momentarily stuns it just long enough for us to have enough time to walk over here and stun that one, and then jump across. Doesn't stay in that way for long, though. You can see as it slowly fades from purple back to red, they'll become active again. You don't want to get too close because they can actually damage you too, so be careful of that. Okay, now in this room here, I believe if we just jump across to this platform here, this will then lower us down into this room. And you'll see here is back one of the very beginning rooms. We couldn't get there before, but now, with this little segment of the walkway lowered, we can. Let me just check my map here really quickly to see if there's any chests that we're missing, but apparently not. According to our compass, we have opened every single chest. So that's pretty cool. So all we gotta do now is go into this newfound area, but look, it's got one of these switches here, and normally we were using the extra weight of Rudo to hold down those switches for us, but we don't have her anymore, so we gotta come around and pick up one of these crates. If you accidentally destroy both, I'm pretty sure you can just leave the room and then come back and they'll have respawned as well. So, again, jump on it with the weight of both, and then leave the crate down behind, and we'll be able to enter. Oh, now hang on here. I missed a room, it looks like. I want to, before I move on, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything that I'm going to have to come back for. Because I believe that there's 5 gold Skulltulas in every dungeon, and I seem to recall only getting 3. And I'm pretty sure there's one in that room that we were just visiting, but that doesn't account for the other one. So I think it may have something to do with these holes that I didn't drop down into before. So let me try dropping into a different one on purpose. Let's fall down into this one. Okay, we've definitely been in this room before. I'm just trying to follow my compass here to see how to get into that room. Yeah, okay, so this is the room we haven't been in right here. We haven't been in this room. Ah, yeah. Alright, to hell with you. Just get out the old slingshot. See, we've encountered this problem before where they kind of hide down, so we can't hit them with their seeds. Alright, we'll use a boomerang. Let's jump across here. Just some jars with rupees. Okay, well, it's quite a few rupees. Nothing to sniff at. But, yeah, I got a little cocky there thinking that I had enough time to jump across before it would unfreeze itself. But, anyway. Okay. Well, apparently there's nothing else left behind there, so we can move on. Worst case scenario, we'll just come back if we have to. It's kind of funny that because it's being treated as a dungeon, even after we finish this segment here. That was close. I managed to block him with my shield there without him knocking me down, so that was good. But do I need to use the yeah, I need to use the crate again. But yeah, anyway, I was saying, even after we finish this dungeon, if we want to, we can return to it, like if we've, missed gold Skulltulas or anything like that. But it's just kind of funny that you're able to do that with this dungeon, because it's not just like some static location. It's this living, breathing creature that will just let you waltz into its belly again anytime you feel like it. But okay, so we'll take out these beery here. And you can hear the gold Skulltula in this room. I think it should be up on that climbable surface. Up here, I think. Yeah, right there. Use the old Boomerang to retrieve it, or we could just climb up to get it. And look at that. Now, I haven't had an opportunity to show this before. This is the first time that we're seeing it. You'll see at the top of the map there, beside where it says the title, inside Jabu-Jabu's belly, there is now a gold Skulltula marker there. That signifies that we have found all gold Skulltula tokens within a given area. So that means that we've got them all. We don't actually have any reason to come back into this dungeon after we've defeated it. So that's pretty good. Unless we just wanted to open chests or something like that, but as we discovered earlier, our compass says that we've opened all the chests as well. Okay, so now that we're up on this area here, this is what we climbed up here, is to hit that switch, but there's this sort of a transparent surface here blocking the way, and Navi's got something to say about it here. There's a switch beyond this wall, right? So we can't just hit it with our slingshot because that surface is blocking it. So what we can do is just throw the boomerang around, and that'll hit the switch. Okay. And we'll jump down. Oh, it doesn't want to let us jump. Why? It doesn't want to let us jump, really? Okay, fine. We'll climb down. Alright. And you can see again that skull marker on our mini-map there that is pointed out by our compass. Indicates that this is the final boss room. So that's it. That was a pretty quick dungeon, really, all things considered. Whoa. Bioelectric anemone. Baronade. So it looks like this thing has been sort of a parasitic leech off of Lord Jabu-Jabu, and that's why he was acting weird and sucked up Princess Ruto. Baronade. Many parasitic jellyfish swarm around this monster. Aim for its body, protected by jellyfish. So this guy, our side jump is going to come in real handy here, because it keeps shooting these electrical beams at you. So we'll just target up top there, where Navi shows that we can target those sort of tentacles that have it attached to the ceiling, kind of. Okay. And hit them with our boomerang. So if we hit all three, that'll kind of detach it momentarily. And once that happens, it kind of becomes vulnerable here in the middle. So if we can manage to sneak through all those jellyfish swimming around protecting it, we can get in the middle here. Ooh. And you can even take out those jellyfish individually if you want to. Because you can see like this, now it's hard to even get anything in because it keeps getting bounced back. So you kind of just got to keep doing it. Now sometimes it'll do this. It'll sink down, right? So it'll be protected, kind of. And you'll have to keep just taking out more of these jellyfish while it's down there, because we can't hit it now anyway. Whoa. The timing to sneak. Whoa. Okay, looks like we took out all the jellyfish, so now we can actually finally start attacking the body proper again. Again, yes, whenever it sinks down like that, there's nothing we can do except wait for it to pop back up again. And one more series of attacks ought to be enough for this guy to be lights out. There we go. Ugh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that is nasty. But so satisfying. It's like popping a zit. Alright. Another boss down. Grab our full heart container. Look at that. Alright. We're now up to 8 hearts. Alright. And you can also, during the battle, break some of these jars to get some ammo or hearts or whatever. And oh, look at that. There's Ruto waiting for us in the teleport warp. You're late. What took you so long? You're useless. Jeez. I was just lonely, that's all. Just a little. All I ever do is save people, and they're all such jerks to me. I don't get it. I don't think I just did anything to deserve that. Oh, but wait a minute now. Whoa. Oh. Invading my personal space. Oh. She's giving me the sexy eye. You looked cool. Cooler than I thought you would anyway. Just a little. Well, anyway, you saved me, so I guess I'll reward you. What do you wish? Just tell me. I want that spiritual stone or nothing, really. So obviously you're going to pick I want the spiritual stone. You mean the spiritual stone of water? Zora's Sapphire, don't you? My mother gave it to me and said I should give it only to the man who will be my husband. You might call it the Zora's engagement ring. All right. I'll give you my most precious possession, Zora's Sapphire. What? I'm a little bit young to be making this kind of a commitment. Is that even legal in Hyrule? Ooh, but it is very pretty. You obtained Zora's Sapphire. This is the spiritual stone of water passed down by the Zoras. Her most precious possession? You don't know what she's talking about, but you finally collected all 3 spiritual stones. Go back to see Princess Zelda. Don't tell my father. Ooh. Alright. Not bad. Alright, so we finished off our 3rd dungeon, and we are now, if we consult our inventory, in possession of all 3 spiritual stones. Alright, so we've completed the task that Zelda set us out to. So now we should return to Hyrule Castle and let her know that we've got them all and see what happens next. We're going to be tackling that next episode. Stay tuned.